Not so long ago, our spies and spymasters stayed firmly in the shadows. Through the Cold War, we didn't even know the names of the people who ran our espionage agencies. But the Berlin Wall came down, the world changed, and our spies did too. And today, they are ready to come into the open. So, for the first time in public, in front of a parliamentary committee, the bosses of our three secret services. Sir John Sawers is the head of MI6, or the Secret Intelligence Service. If James Bond were real, Sir John would be his boss. But in MI6 tradition, the agency head is known as C, not M. Andrew Parker is the head of MI5, the agency meant to stop spies and terrorists targeting Britain. He's been in intelligence all his professional life and got the top job at MI5 in April. Sir Ian Lobban is head of the government listening station GCHQ, which is based at Cheltenham. His agency's been at the centre of the row over how much American spies, with British help, have been tapping into our communications. It was this man, Edward Snowden, an American intelligence contractor, who launched that controversy. He's provided newspapers with a huge amount of information about our intelligence gathering. The spy chiefs today were eager to say this had done real damage.
Leaks from Snowden have been very damaging. They put our operations at risk. It is clear that our adversaries are rubbing their hands with glee. Al-Qaeda is lapping it up.
The boss of GCHQ agreed.
We've seen terrorist groups in the Middle East, in Afghanistan and elsewhere in South Asia discussing the revelations in specific terms, in terms of the communications packages that they use, the communications packages that they wish to move to.
But what about the revelation that GCHQ has gathered an enormous amount of information from the public? Sir Ian Lobban said his agency was looking for needles in a haystack, but
I do not look at the surrounding hay. So it may have been intercepted, a smaller proportion of that may apply to British citizens. We will not look at it without a specific authorisation.
The head of MI5 said since the attacks of 7/7 there had been 34 terror plots against this country, and citing a court case this year, he said terrorists were still trying to pull off what he called a spectacular.
Terrorists themselves, we picked up on covert microphones, were talking about a plot to exceed and be greater than 7/7. So in terms of the spectaculars and the mass casualty attacks, these are very much in the minds of the terrorists still, and we should expect that to persist.
Their agencies have faced plenty of criticism. They'll be hoping this session has convinced the public that the threats are real and they are needed.